For some reason, I'm being very domesticated today, and not domestic, but domestic. And I am making homemade cinnamon rolls. So I got my dough already. It's risen 3 times. So now I'm getting ready to put the filling in it, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the filling of this brown, sugary, cinnamony, buttery, tasty deliciousness.
So what is that?
This is cinnamon and brown sugar combined.
And this is applied after the butter?
After the butter, yes.
Nice.
So we spread that all around till it's all nice and spread out evenly. And you just kind of press it down a little bit so it stays in place, because we're going to be folding it up right now. We want to try and get it to as much as the edge as possible. So now you just start folding it so it starts to roll, and I'm going to do it the long way so that way I can get as many cuts as possible. So from the floor of it should be not so sticky, but if it is kind of sticky, just kind of add a little bit of some flour to aid it a little bit. Roll like that. Okay. So now that that is done, then you go serrated knife, and you just start cutting to about, that means the oven's ready. And be careful not to cut your countertop. So just keep cutting until you get some good size. And they say it's best to use a serrated knife. You can even use dental floss too if you don't have a good knife. A lot of people don't have really good sharp knives, so it ends up causing damage to your cinnamon rolls. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so now just pack them in very gently so they're all touching each other. There is no such thing as too close for comfort here. And just be very gentle with them because they will fall apart on you. Oops. And I got one that didn't cut all the way through. So just use your knife to improvise here a little bit. And then you kind of want to space them out. So obviously we got some bigger ones, so you can get some of these smaller ones over here to fit in. And just like that. And we have a couple stragglers here, but nothing goes to waste. All right, so once these are done and put inside your little casserole dish, then you just want to let them sit for about 45 minutes so they can rise a little bit. And then once they rise, we're going to put them in the oven. Hi, we're back. So now is the time to check to see the status of the rolls. So they've been sitting and rising for 45 minutes. I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees. And we are going to take a look at them, make sure they are in good condition, and then if everything looks good, we're going to put them in the oven. So I have the cover here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these back and take, oh, look at that. They have completely risen. You can see how they're kind of just bulging a little bit here. Perfect. They're all compact in there. Every single square inch, all that prime real estate is all taken in. It is jam-packed like California. And of course I didn't have any room for these ones, so I just put them because I didn't want to waste them. So now we're going to take these over to the oven. Oh, look at those. Oh, look at it, they exploded. They're humongous. Oh, and they smell so good. So we have them all pulled out. They were so jam-packed in there that they kind of like grew up, but it's perfect. They're going to be super golden, bubbly, got all the cinnamon and everything goodness in there. So I'm going to let them cool until they're nice and easily touchable. Then we're going to go ahead and put a topping on. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that together. So it's going to be basically room temperature butter, so softened butter, so it's nice to mixable. And then we also want to do cream cheese. And we're going to do some vanilla extract and powdered sugar. So now it's time to make the cream cheese frosting, the yumminess, the creme de la creme, the icing on top. So we're going to use 4 ounces of cream cheese, softened at room temperature, 1 stick of butter, softened at room temperature, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in my butter. And I'm going to go ahead and my 1 tablespoon. I'm going to just slowly start mixing this. So this is all incorporated before I put in my powdered sugar. Because then it just makes a big mess if it's not. And I'm just slowly turning. once we've incorporated all the powdered sugar in, you can see that it's starting to make this nice gooey icing. Still got a little bit of some chunks in there, so you just still want to keep mixing it until it's all nice and smooth and everything is incorporated. So I like to use a silicone spatula just to make sure that I get everything off the bottom of the bowl and it's nice and mixed and incorporated. So now we're going to spread the frosting on the cinnamon rolls after they've had some time to cool down. You still want them to be slightly warm so that way when you put your frosting on, it will be able to melt inside. So you want to put a couple dollops all around, and then you want to spread it all around in there so it gets in. So as you can see, it's starting to slightly melt and is falling in between the cracks here. You don't want to smother them too much. Well, it's a preference, I guess. It is going to be very sweet if you put too much on it. So, but I like to be able to put a good generous portion on each one just so that way they're good. And then we'll have some extra topping. So if whoever is indulging, they can add extras if they want it. Look at that goodness. How it's all nice and golden, soft and springy. And we're gonna take a bite of this now. Just like Cinnabon. Delicious. Would you like some? Well, that's all for now. Maybe I'll make more recipes. If you like it, click the subscribe button and hit that bell for the notifications, and I might just make some more videos. Bye.